Hey guys, welcome to our 7:30 live today on Networking Now India. Very exciting live today, something different, bringing you the Bansal sisters, Gayatri and Ankita. We are talking to them about the latest show that you must have seen them on, which is Indian Matchmaking. They are also complete boss babes and own their own brand, which is There You Go. So very exciting to see two women who've made it completely on their own, started this amazing brand of clothing, which I'm dying to tell you more about. I've been chatting with Ankita and she's telling me about the process, about getting on the show, which was recently launched on Netflix. And the one thing that I really saw in Ankita was somebody confident in her own skin, somebody who has launched this amazing brand of clothes, and somebody who's always at work. So she seemed a lot like me. So I'm really excited to bring you Ankita and Gayatri together, who will be talking about sister duo. Hi. I feel like
I'll have to.
twins.
I'll have to, that's what we hear most of the times.
Yeah.
I'll have to correct you on the last thing that you said. Ankita is not the one who's at work always. It's this one. The brand is actually running because of all of her efforts.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And but you know what? I loved both of you in the show. I have to start with telling you that. And the one thing, so I've been doing lives for maybe I'd say 50 days now. And everyone was like, interview so-and-so, interview so-and-so. I was like, I am going to message Ankita because I think these sisters really resonated with me. And the fact that you guys ran your own, you'll have started and founded your own brand, which is amazing. And you are doing really well. Plus, very confident both. And I love how both sisters were in the decision-making of what to do next. And, do you think this is right? Do you think this is not? So I thought it was an amazing duo. And thank you for joining me today and chatting with me. Very exciting to have both of you here. And please start by telling me a little bit about There You Go and both of you.
Firstly, it's there. So why everybody confuses it for a There You Go is because that's what our website says. The reason behind that also, there's a significance behind that. So when somebody asks, what's your website and, what's your brand name? So we say There You Go. So there you go.in. So that's why most of the people confuse there with there you go.in.
Okay, so there, and then the website is thereyougo.in.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, great. So tell me more about it. How did you guys start? How did you get into business together?
This I'm going to leave on to this one because I have been answering this question everywhere, and now this stage is hers today.
Hers,
so
okay,
I
lovely.
think back in 2017, we were both at crossroads in our life. She was transitioning from one job and I was transitioning from college. So, and I was planning to go for my higher studies, and we were confused. We were contemplating what we want to do, what we don't want to do. So then we made a 5-year plan as to, and we started working backwards to it. And then we realized that because Ankita has always, she ventured out into fashion marketing, and I wanted to open a fashion label once in my life before I retire. So we thought that why not combine the two and, start off.
Yeah.
So that's how it happened. And we were in Bali when we took this decision, and we were like, there are so many people looking out for denims, but there is not one particular one-stop shop that caters to dresses, jackets, skirts, everything and
accessories, shoes.
Yeah, you can think of for denims. And that's how we were like, denim is something that's everyone's friend. Denim is something that can fit all body types. Denim is a very versatile fabric in itself.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's how it happened.
And what is the significance behind, of course, There You Go? I love the way you said it, but why there?
Our initial name was going to be No One. That's what we thought of because, there's nobody who's like you. You're an individual.
Yeah.
You are the only exclusive person in the world. You're like one. But that name was taken away by another Russian company who has a trademark for the same name in India. And we were very disappointed. For 10 days, I gave up the idea and the thought of opening up a brand till a friend, and she happened to push me, and that friend called me up and told me that, a brand doesn't necessarily always need to have a meaning. The name doesn't necessarily need to have a meaning. It could just be anything you like. And we were lying in her room that afternoon because we just didn't know what to do with our lives in that moment. And suddenly I was like, listen, I'm not getting into any more contemplation and talk about the brand name, it has to be there. She was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "It sounds nice." I was like, "I don't care anymore. Done. This is it."
Yeah, and then we decided like it's there everywhere. It's there every season. It's there at a Sunday brunch. It's there at an evening party. It's there even at an office, Friday office wear. So yeah, that's how we are trying to make denim in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. And I wish you all the success. Of course, I'm sure you guys are already well established and doing really well. And super to have sisters as partners. I don't know whether you'll really have the balance between taking work home, because I know I work with my mom and we live together. So it's a big problem, but I will get into that a little later as I ask you some questions. I also want to, of course, start by acknowledging how good you guys were on this show. Your dad really stood out for me. What an amazing father. I love that even when your mom said one thing on the show, he was like, no, my daughter won't, he was like all about his daughters. And I think that is amazing.
I think it's both mom and dad.
Yeah, of course.
They just showed that situation where probably mom is saying something and dad is saying something else. But there are so many moments like both of us love applying nail paint. So dad will tell mom, like, what are these girls doing with nail paint on their hand? I don't like it. My mom will be like, they're girls. What do you expect?
Yeah.
So I think they both balance us out very beautifully in their own beautiful way.
And I think they acknowledge you as independent young girls that can make their own decisions, which I absolutely love. It's not a lot of pressure. So that was very nice. But tell me, what prompted you to go on the show? Can you just walk us through the process? How did it happen?
There was actually no prompt that happened or pushed me to the show. I got a call from a friend one fine day and he said, listen, will you do the show on matchmaking and come in front of the camera? And it was a split second and I said yes. And then I stopped thinking about it. And then it happened. So that was probably the only one thing in my life that I've done till date, from which I've had no expectations, from which I've probably given the casting and I've been like, okay, cool. Like I've forgotten about it literally. Till one day I got a call and they were like, okay, we're shooting with you in July. So that's exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
And if you see us in the show, we're not prepared in the sense that I look like a stupid person who's just got her out of bed.
I wouldn't do a stupid
No. You look lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were just like, okay, Ankita comes up to us and tells us, there's a very small documentary that's being shot. So are you guys okay with it? We're like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And then one fine day she comes and tells us, guys, it's going to be on Netflix. And we're like, okay, thank you for that. I was only looking to get the most real side of my family out.
Yeah, and it did look like that. It did look
exactly. Like I know my family is a very, very forthcoming, very welcoming, very warm people. Like when you're with them, and I don't want them at any moment to feel that, oh my God, what's happening? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that actually is a very right thing which you've said, because it can be portrayed very differently on camera, and you can be shown as the complete opposite of what you actually are. And then, like your sister said, it's Netflix. So it's a kind of a disaster if suddenly you're on Netflix and you're the opposite of what you are in real life.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you.
Yeah, so glad that panned out. But of course, we've seen you on the show and we've seen what y'all are like. Very close-knit family. I love that your father's involved in everything and you girls are independent. But tell me a little bit about the real you, both of you. What are you really like?
Okay, so let's do one thing. I'll speak about Ankita and Ankita will speak about
me. Lovely.
That's how we know each other. Okay, so if you saw Ankita on Netflix, very bold, very confident, and someone who was herself. I think Ankita at never point in time in her life tries to be someone she's not. She is who she is, whether it comes out to be someone who's, like in the face, or someone who's, very bold, confident, because a lot of people say, you're a girl and how can you be so confident? But yeah, that's who she is. I mean, a lot of like, why I'm saying confident is because, a lot of people are hesitant when it comes to talking about certain issues in their life, whether it's weight, whether it's their color, whether it's any particular mental health issue as well, because, we are all aware about what's happening. And I think Ankita is someone who's very out there, that, she is who she is. And she's someone who's really amazing at her communication skills. And that's what we saw on the show also.
I got that too, yeah.
So, yeah, I think she is super intelligent. She is super hardworking when she wants to be. I would put it that way.
Is that from a partner or from a sister?
Both. A sister, I would say she's like a couch potato, but as a partner, I would say she's very hardworking when she has to be. And
Wow, I'm going to record this. I'm really going to record this and show it to her every morning.
Yeah, no, but very
that's
sweet, of course. She's proud of you.
yeah, of course, I'm super proud of her. And yes, that's Ankita for you.
Awesome, great description. Now tell us something about Gayatri.
Gayatri is many things to me. I think she's my most honest mirror. She's somebody who will hold me accountable for things that I run away from the most in life. She's the only person who can pin me against the wall and, ask me why or why not or like, what's your deal? She'll badger me with it. She's my grounding reality. Yeah, she's my grounding reality. She's the one who keeps me grounded. I'm a dreamer. She's the more practical person. So she tends to put a lot of practicality to my dreams. Even though I may shout at her, I may fight with her 24/7, but at the end of the day, she's 6 years younger to me. But I know that the kind of wisdom she comes with is phenomenal. And and this lockdown has made us even closer than we were before. So now we discuss stuff that I usually would not discuss with her, she would not discuss with me.
Yeah.
And I don't feel the need of going to anybody anymore and, talking about my problems or my good news or bad news or whatsoever. So she really
or just blowing up and being on a Netflix show when your phone is off the hook the next day. I think
for the first time in 5 months yesterday, she walked. So we've been living in one room. We both have our separate rooms. But for the last 5 months, both of us have been stuck in the same room because we don't want to leave each other. It's really weird for both of us. So yesterday was the first day when I am in bed and she has picked up her pillows, her laptop, her other things, and she's walked out conveniently saying, "I'll see you tomorrow." And
well, she's too busy, right, your sister?
I slept with the lights on because I was so scared. I'm not used to not having her around in my room.
I think when all those messages and calls and everything started bombarding Ankita, I was like, Ankita, I think you need to take a break yourself too. And I was like, I'm taking a break from you for a day and I'll see you tomorrow in the morning.
But that's such a good feeling, right? Imagine just one day you're chilling, the next day you're on Netflix, and the third day your phone's exploding. I think, but the fact is that you guys have had each other through these 5 months, and I'm sure you're going to be back in her room very soon, staying with her probably tonight. So that's a good feeling. So a lot of people are asking questions. Guys, we aren't making this about Seema Taparia, because a lot of you are saying, hi, I'm Seema from Mumbai. We aren't making this about that. I'm talking about girls who really came across to me as independent, lovely, happy women who are making their own lives. So today we're talking about that. So in case you're looking, if you think I'm going to be taking these questions later, I am not. But you have a lot of people saying that they loved both of you on the show, and y'all were the best, and y'all were the best part of the show. Isaji Zatelia says, Ankita, we love you. Shikha Dandia says, yours was the most genuine family. And Colleen Khan says, so refreshing to see these lovely girls.
I think, but I want to tell everyone this, that I think every individual who was a part of the show had their own realness, had their own genuineness attached to it, And like how some people are feeling it for me, there are so many people around the world who are relating to so many other characters. So I think...
yeah, that's true. That's true. I think the thing is, like you said, the portrayal of the character, I think everyone will have their own understanding for the show. So I may have seen someone in a different light. Someone else may have seen a lot of them in a different character. So I think it's what you make of it. But yes, you're a part of many memes. And I think it's, like I was telling you, Ankita, Instagram is full of the characters in Indian matchmaking. So I'm sure people will ask. But there is a question which I can take. If you're okay answering, from Art from the Heart, says, Ankita, did your business skyrocket after Netflix? You are the role model for many women.
I am going to thank you for asking me this question. And I've been getting a lot of DMs, a lot of inquiries, a lot of interview requests floating around only on this particular topic. And I would like to, and she's with me, she knows it, right? Like how I made it out to be and how I was about the show. I had no expectations out of it. I walked into it without a single thought. So they have covered each and every of our lives, all of our lives, right? What we do, where we go, how we hang out, what are our hobbies, all of those things, right? It so happens that my business is probably the biggest part of my life.
Yeah.
it's the thing I own.
Yeah.
So for them not to show that would have not been they wouldn't be doing justice to my character on the show,
Yeah.
right? So it just so happened that both of us, we live for there, we own there. So they showed there and they shot with there also, and it just so happened that it came on screen and people took a liking to it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I have, like, honestly, like, we did not have international shipping till 10 days ago. And if I knew
Really?
yes, and if I knew what the show was going to be doing for us, you know, website wise, brand wise,
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have been planning it for the last 1 year.
Yeah, that's true.
Here, both of us are struggling on a day, not struggling, but here both of us are running day by day to fulfill the orders and the requests and the messages we are getting from people all over the world.
Yeah.
Because we don't have an international payment model right now. You know, so everything is so manual. So if I knew that the show is actually going to bring a boom to my business, and if I've actually gone on to the show from the point of view of marketing my business, and guys, hats off to everybody who've made memes on it. It makes me really proud of who I am today and who she is today. Like, hats off to you guys for making that meme. It's killer. Like, it goes to show you guys appreciate our hard work. You know, so
I love the way it was portrayed. Exactly what we spoke about. That it's not even, like you said, if you knew, you would have set it up in advance, because they should your business is such a big part of you.
When the lockdown started, she had told me, she's like, Ankita, listen, can you please integrate international payments onto our website? I want to go international. And I was like, how? You don't have customers abroad. I don't want to spend extra money on Instagram ads acquiring those customers. So if I'd known all of that, then today we wouldn't be working 24/7.
Yeah.
We haven't slept since the show came out. Like, that's the kind of love everyone's given us, you know. And
she's right.
So
kudos, girls. I'm so happy to hear that. You know, like Shikha's here, Shikha Dani, and she says, enjoy the success that's flowing in. Kudos, really. I mean, why not? Why not?
But tell us something about yourself, how you started off and what's your journey been and how's it been for you? Like, we've been talking about us, but now it's time for you
How
too.
Sweet. I will tell you, but I want to ask you one question before I tell you about me. We have Madhuri Genumal here who says, how authentic did Netflix portray you? Was it true to you? I thought that was a lovely question.
Okay. I'm going to answer this in just a straight up answer, because that's the that's the truth. Till the show release, none of the cast members had met each other, right?
Okay.
So we didn't know anybody's stories. We didn't know what was going on. So I can only talk from my story point of view, and whatever has been shown on screen and how much ever time they could give me after the edits. Every part of it is so genuine. Like, there were only 2 retakes, and that too because I didn't say it properly and they had to capture it again on sound.
Okay.
But other than that, for me, I can only talk about myself. For me, everything was one shot. Like, even the scenes shot at home, there were no retake. It was all like, bam, 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 done.
Lovely. I think that's great, because, like, I hope that answers your question, because that just shows that it was genuine. It's exactly how they are as a family, and that's good to hear.
I mean, we're also the family who will probably, you know, have arguments. Mom and Dad will come and tell us, girls, please don't do this, please don't do that. But we have our good, bad, and ugly days. We do.
Yeah, every family does. But I think that you all were portrayed very well. And if it's the real picture, that's amazing. To answer your question and tell you a little bit about how I began, I think it's just my passion for kind of helping small businesses and bringing people together. So that's when I started Networking Now India, and I decided that we needed one place where, instead of people spending so much money and kind of getting lost in this process of starting up your brand, I just wanted to make it easier, and that's how it began. And at the beginning of this lockdown, I decided to start doing some lives, because I thought that people are sitting at home and they'd love to know about others. So I thought that was good, and today I think we've done close to about 55 lives.
Wow,
that's amazing.
We were tired after 6 lives.
Yeah, we did 6 lives in the lockdown, and we were like so tired and exhausted. We were like, can't do this anymore.
Yeah, but I'm loving it. I think for me, my most important thing is to bring stories out to people that really want to hear them.
Sure.
I think that is something.
We've been following you, so we know that the kind of stories you bring to the table, the kind of works that you bring to the table, it's amazing.
How sweet. Thank you so much. I want to take one comment from within ourselves who says, thank you, Ankita, for being the strong, badass, independent, and beautiful woman that you are. Seeing you on Indian Matchmaking made me believe in myself so much more.
Thank you so much. I mean, I'm also learning from so many other women in my life. I have so many strong women around me, in form of my mom, in form of my mommy, in form of my friends, like my girlfriend specifically.
Yeah.
So I guess while I inspire you, I'm sure you inspire a lot of other people as well, you know. And that's the beauty of the world, that there are so many of us with so many different things that inspire each other all the time. So thank you for your love. I mean, I'm awkward accepting love, but thanks.
So I want to ask you a little bit about, you girls come across extremely confident, independent, and have you always been this way? So is it a big family influence? Because I know for me, I'm grateful to my parents for everything. They really pushed, they just threw me in and said, do this. And I think that's how I learned, you know?
Yeah.
So what's it been like for y'all?
I think we've grown up in a family that's been extremely supportive in whatever we've done. They've been, they might have criticized us, but that criticism was not bad criticism. It was good criticism that helped us work harder. I mean, we took our own path because they told us that you do what you want to do and you do something that you'd love to do. And that's what we've always done. And I think that's what's made us who we are today. And of course, the fact that Ankita as a person has always been super social in life. Like I was in Europe in 2018 and someone comes and taps my back and he's like, hi, are you Ankita's sister? So for a minute, I was taken aback. I was like, do I have a stalker here? And then I had to ask him 2-3 questions to actually figure whether he was a genuine person or not. And then I got to know, yes, he was. So I think I would also say that my confidence also comes from her because of the kind of person she is and how, outgoing she is and how confident she is. So I think when you're staying together in a family that's very supportive, that's very confident, who's very outgoing, you also tend to adapt from that. And not just family, I think the friends you move around with, the people you move around with, whether it's your colleagues, whether it's your friends. I mean, it's a
many colleagues.
Yeah, I mean, you have
your team. Yeah, team.
Yeah,
she only has me.
Yeah, but my team, your freelance team, or
that's true.
I mean, the pool of people you roam around with on a daily basis, that's an average person you are. So I think I would
absolutely.
We are who we are because of all the people in our environment.
Yeah,
absolutely agree. Great. So
we lost you.
We lost you.
Yeah, I'm here. Am I here? Can you see me?
Yeah.
So talking about there, I wanted to ask you before the show, since we have a lot of entrepreneurs on our platform, what has been, the thing that's really stayed with you? Has it been your social media growth? What has been your marketing strategy for the brand? And, where all is your label available? Apart from your own website, of course.
I think.
Sure.
We've been very active on Instagram.
Yeah.
We've tried to maintain a daily update of what we're up to, our shoots, our products, all of that. For the last 1 year, we've been heavily investing a lot in Instagram and Facebook ads, but only in India. We don't do too many. We do about 20 styles per season, and we take out 10 pieces per style. So we don't mass produce per se. So our strategy is not very massy. It's very niche.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we don't cater to a lot of mass. We cater to a lot of niche people, like niche segment of the
audience.
Audience, right? Your second question was what has stayed with.
So like you said, social media has been a big part of your growth. Where all are you available? Where can people shop the brand?
So we're on Nykaa Fashion.
Great.
We're placed out of a store in Lucknow called Hunar. We've offline placed ourselves over there. We've done a bit of, influencer marketing, pop-ups here and there, which have also helped us spread the word amongst a lot of other people in Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, Bangalore, Indore, Chandigarh, all of these places. So our first year of the brand went about in doing offline events. So as a brand, we realized that, initially it's very hard to get the customer's trust till they've not seen you offline.
Yes.
So this was Gayatri's wisdom that made us do so many offlines in the first year, back to back, where people understood us, met us, got our vibe, saw the products, felt it on their own, and that's how we ended up building a customer base also for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know,
Awesome.
a loyal
Yeah.
customer base for ourselves.
That's a great tip right there, actually. Doing a lot of offline events in the beginning to get, you know, in touch with the, get in touch with people and your audience, building your audience, really.
Yeah.
So if
I mean, I
anyone's...
think trust also plays an important role because, you know, if you see a new brand, you'll not immediately want to hop on and trust because, you know, but so many things are happening. So then I think it's very, like Ankita said, it's very important to also let your potential customers understand who you are as people, as, you know, as a brand. So it's very important to meet them face to face. And we always made sure that whenever we had a pop-up or any offline event, both of us were present, not just me or her, but both of us.
But she would be working the most, I would be social.
I mean, that also plays an important role.
I think it plays an important role,
yeah. Absolutely. So
and I think another thing that's also helped us have a lot of customer retention and repeat is the fact that, you know, when we send out orders, none of our notes are printed. They're all handwritten.
Oh,
so
cool.
even if we're shipping out 20 orders a day, we're writing. Both of us are writing those orders by hand.
My God.
And so we like to give a personal touch to our product. Like we like to leave a little piece of ourselves with the product.
Nice. Yeah.
When you receive it, you also feel like someone put in enough love to give it to you.
Yeah.
Initially, we started off with sending them denim chokers with a name initial on it. So with every order, we would send denim chokers with a name initial, and after some time, the choker initials got over, and we were not able to procure them just before lockdown started.
Okay. Yeah.
So we've not been able to get them back on board, but yeah. So these are the kind of little things we've done to sort of build the, you know, the hype or the conversation around the brand.
Yeah, and the relationship with your customer, right? To keep them coming back for more. So
yeah, and we do make an effort to also at least call up, if not all, then some of the consumers and the customers who purchased from us after they received it. That, you know, hi, are you okay with it? Are you not okay with it? Once in a while, if customers are buying products, we also call them up and say, would you like to get it differently measured? Or would you like us to give you a different fit to it? So we are trying to do all these small things from our end to make sure that, you know, when the customer receives it, it makes a very, very big difference.
And it's a one-to-one experience with the customer and the brand.
Awesome. Awesome. These are great tips. I hope that people can follow this for them as well, because this makes a huge difference. Getting back a little to a question that, I mean, I haven't really gone to a matchmaker, but I want to ask you this, Ankita. I think, Malika, you are younger than her, so I'm going to direct this at her. But what's it been like? Have you been to a matchmaker before? If so, how has your experience been?
So I have been registered with 2 matchmakers since I was 25 years old.
Okay.
My parents have met them. I've never met any matchmaker because my father and my mother don't feel the need of a girl per se, or even a boy for that matter, to go and meet the matchmaker, you know. They're like, it's okay, like we'll take care of it. Seema Aunty was actually the first matchmaker I'd ever met in my life face to face. I've spoken to matchmakers on the phone, but I've never met them for face to face. So Seema Aunty was my first matchmaker, and if you see one of the scenes, I tell my dad and my mom that I'm really nervous. What am I going to talk to her about? You know?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, like they judge you, or they like. I don't know, like
it's like you're sized up in 1 minute, like that entry, and then you're just sized up within 1 minute.
Yeah, like, you know, you're told, okay, this is who you are, but that's not who I am. I'm way more than that, you know. And your one meeting of 30 minutes with me cannot tell you whether I'm modern, not traditional, I don't come from a cultured background. Though that one meeting can't give you that about my life.
Yeah. I mean, I think nobody can judge you within 5 minutes. And I loved one of the lines in the show, which I remember when you said about going with the flow. You know,
that was my best too.
Yeah, and I think the number of memes that must have come about that line are amazing. But I think it was so good, like the way you just spoke your mind.
See, I'm that person, you know, like if I'm talking to my friends, or I'm talking to my friends or family, or you or a stranger, I genuinely talk like this. Like I don't know any other.
Yeah,
Because
it's
if
the
I try
best,
to talk in
really.
any other way, yeah, if I try talking in any other way, I mess it up for myself. Then I get entangled in my own conversations. Then the
Yeah,
other person in front of me can't understand anything I'm saying.
yeah, yeah.
So this works out for me.
Okay, great. So a lot of girls, if you are listening, I don't think it's, I mean, Ankita, like she said, she's been registered with matchmakers and hasn't really met them, but I think that's not such a bad thing because I think a lot of people either against it or very for it. So I think there's no middle ground. But I think hopefully after watching this show, people get converted to the process also.
No, I would say people would get converted. I mean,
Okay.
that's not the term we would use to go to a matchmaker. I'm
Yeah,
again
yeah, yeah,
saying
of
that,
course.
like I'm again saying, like each to his own. Like I'm right now not very comfortable going through the matchmaking process. I'm sorry about my
It's
dog.
20 hours.
That's
Sorry
absolutely
about
fine.
my dog.
That's absolutely
Yeah,
fine.
like right now I'm not very comfortable being with a matchmaker.
Yeah.
It's also lockdown, also like so many things happening at work, so many things
Yeah.
happening personally. So each to his own.
Each to his
Honestly,
own. Yeah, that's a good way. Yeah, that's a good way.
you know,
And I think maybe it's just given people insight, people who had never been to one, an insight into the process. Maybe let's put it that way, that people have just gotten to know what, like I've never been to a matchmaker, so I know that I got to
yeah.
know a lot.
Till you don't try something yourself, you won't know if it's for you or not, nah.
That's so
But
true.
but again, each to his own. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I want to ask you a little bit about, what do you think about, what are your views about finding somebody? Because I can see a lot of people even asked here, have you gotten approached by people after this show, to introduce their sons to you or families? I don't know why that question came in, but I want to ask you your views. So are you very are you stuck in the middle or are you very thinking about adjustment or what do you think about it?
Will you phrase? I mean, I don't think I got your question.
Okay, so I'm saying basically, do you think there's a balance between, let me read it out exact. So do you feel like there's a balance that can be struck between being an old school romantic and a modern Indian woman, both of which you are? I was just trying to simplify it. So yeah.
I think the question is simpler. I think the
Yeah.
question is simpler.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the answer is even simpler. The fact that I am sitting in front of you and
Yeah.
you've been able to see my story the way you've been able to see my story, or if you've been able to go through my Instagram, you will realize there is a very, very, very beautiful balance that can be struck between old school romance and a modern Indian woman. A modern Indian woman is just somebody who's confident, is
Yeah.
just somebody who knows what she wants. And when you know what you want, old school romance is probably the best to go for.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more. So tell me, I want to ask you, what's been your reaction in the last 1 week? Malika, this question's for you as well. Sorry that I couldn't direct any of the matchmaking questions your way.
I'm good with that. Please
You're
leave
good
that.
with that. So what's been your reaction? I'm sure there's a lot of outpouring, like love from all your fans and, people reaching out to you. What's it been like? For the both of you.
It's been very overwhelming for both of us. For me, because I'm receiving it. For her, because she's seeing me receive it.
Yeah.
And she's very concerned that, stop being on your phone. Just leave it right now for a bit. Sleep for a while. Eat something. Drink something.
Yeah.
But there's so much love and support coming in from so many different places. And there are so many amazing women out there who are sending such beautiful feedback for the brand.
Yeah.
That it's really touched my heart. It's not an attack that's happening on us that, because you've spoken so highly about women in the show, then you should make plus sizes. But people have approached us so gently and kindly and said that, being the kind of woman you are, it'll be nice to see plus size clothes on your website. And that's giving Gayatri and me a new vision for the brand. They've actually helped us understand that what our next step possibly could be. But being just the two of us, being in the whole COVID new world, of course we'll take some time to get back to people with the whole new plus line that we plan to come up with. But yeah, I've received some very constructive feedback, some very beautiful thoughts, beautiful messages, so much love on Instagram. I think we both are really overwhelmed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the other day only, Apar Shakti had messaged Ankita. You wouldn't really think of, someone who's so honored for their work would come and, message you on Instagram and tell you that, oh, wow, I loved your character on screen.
Yeah.
I mean, and how you were and as a person and, how you portrayed yourself. So I think that was something really, really humble of him, and something that was really sweet of him. And I think Ankita was really touched, not just because it was Apar Shakti, but because of the fact that, okay, who she is got really portrayed on the screen very
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the best part. I think everyone that even saw my Insta stories today and was messaging me said, oh, I loved them in the show. Oh, and I loved Ankita in the show. And, you know, the most real family. And they were, you know, I think a lot of young girls who are probably unmarried and working, because we have so many that are, you know, it's like, hey, you're 22, 23, get married. Or, hey, you're 25, you're still not married. But like it showed so beautifully with you where you're literally a boss babe at work every day, both of you. And I loved how both of you took the decisions together and were just working on your brand. So I think a lot of young women related to, you know, what you were, what you are.
Yeah, they did, I guess. I mean, like I said, we all get inspired by so many people in our environment. We may know them, we may not know them, they may be complete strangers, but I guess that's how we evolve and grow in life, right?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to ask you one last question before I do let you go, is what's next for there? Where do you see the brand, maybe if we could ask you in 5 years? Or what's, like you said, like a plus size label coming, which is very exciting to me. But what else do you guys have in mind?
That plus size line for sure. We're definitely going to be
cool.
On it. Yeah, that'll be really cool. I mean, honestly, like for the things we stand for, I think it's time that we also kind of gave it back with our brand.
Yes.
And that also came from, I think, a lot of international clients too.
Like, like, you know, like international clients have been so forthcoming and so open about everything. Like today I got a very amazing email from a man in Norway, I think, who told me that I'm sending you a line for your brand. And he sent me a statement line for the brand.
Oh, wow.
I was talking to a customer on the phone in LA, I think, and she said, instead of there is you, make your brand, you are there. So, you know, people from all over the world are sharing such amazing feedback, amazing small little changes here and there, which is amazing and which is really great. And for us in the future, we've got a lot of things planned up. Right now, we don't have time because our website is clicking off charts. Like, bam, like right now also while talking to you, it's like bam, bam, bam. And we're going to go sold out very soon. And I'm very scared. I was telling her today in the afternoon, like, ma'am, let's like get the new collection rolling soon. Like we don't have a month for it. People are like really wanting to buy our products. We've got a couple of people from all over the world who've gotten in touch. They want to collaborate. They want to like do designs and the collections together.
Cool.
A store from South Africa, a store from San Francisco. They wrote to us saying that we want to like get your products, buy them outright and keep them in our stores here. So
wow, you guys, that's amazing.
Yeah, we've got some really.
Has the international market always been your thing, or you think it's after this show, or because like you said, you didn't have the shipping?
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. Like we never knew how to enter the international market. So when she even told me 3 months ago that please activate international payments, my answer to her was why? Who are you going to sell to? Like why do you want me to make the effort of setting up an international payment gateway for you?
Yeah.
You know,
I think like they say that you only get to know what the actual water is when you test the waters.
Yes.
So I think only 3 steps.
I think the water came to us.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Like the water came to us.
I think I'd say Gayatri put it out in the universe and it happened.
Yeah, actually
Gayatri's prayers are so strong. Gayatri's prayers are so both of us practice Buddhism.
Oh yes, me too.
I so had a feeling whenever I used to see your lives. I don't know, I had this kind of feeling, or I don't know how. I thought I would ask you this question on your DM or message you and ask you. But it always felt that you, practice Buddhism.
Yeah, and you know, when Ankita and I spoke for the first time, sorry to cut you. Yeah, when we spoke for the first time, she said, I'm sorry, I was in my Buddhism meeting. And I put the phone down with her and told my mom, it's strange, but bodhisattvas and people who practice Buddhism, like off the practice, somehow just enter my life and, you know, we get connected somehow.
Yeah.
So how lovely.
It's all your heart's conviction, no? Like all of it is your heart conviction. Like how much do you want the universe to give you the right kind of people, the right kind of exposure, the right kind of opportunities, the right kind of doors to open up for you. So I think it's how, and I'm telling you, for me, my life personally and professionally has only taken off the day her prayers became strong.
Really?
I'm telling you, I've seen that change happen in business and in personal life because of her. All because of her.
Wow,
That's
that's
so
amazing.
sweet.
That's amazing. I know that we have other people who practice with me as well on the live. Little Yogis Club, Hiral is here, Lasak, and they all practice. And I know that we come together. And I love when somehow in the live a question about Buddhism just pops up, you know, because
Yeah.
it's the good vibes. So I think, like you said, I can say you really prayed for this or you manifested this. And I think you were right to say, let's activate international payments because now you're oversold internationally.
Yeah, we definitely are. Right now also, she told me before coming on the live, she's like, after the live, if you don't sit down and take out the orders from yesterday, that's it for you. Okay. Yes, boss. I'm going to
Yes,
be on.
boss, I love it. The younger sister is just a taskmaster.
She is. I'm the procrastinator. She's a taskmaster.
That's amazing. But girls, it's been so lovely chatting with you. I feel like I've known you from long before. So nice to have both of you and such a lovely relationship that you all share. And I hope that stays, you know, very strong. Of course it will. And if there's anything you'd like to share before I let you go, any last message?
Just one message that I've been working on myself as well. And I think it's very important for people also to sort of give it a little bit of thought. You may not want to agree with me completely, but our words have a lot of impact on people. And I've seen that in the last 10 days. And I've been thinking about it a lot. I've got some messages which have been very positive for me. And I've realized that even though these are people I met 3-4 years ago in life, they still remember me for the things I've said to them. And I guess just speak the way you would like to be spoken to or about.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah. That's lovely,
Just because something doesn't align with your value system or your thoughts or how you would like to see life change, according to me, I don't think it's fair to bully somebody or to call anybody out or to, you know, put somebody in a corner and say what you're doing is wrong. There's always another piece. There's another peaceful, kinder way to do it.
Yes.
And I'm trying to figure it out right now. Yeah, and if anybody does understand this, then
yeah,
I guess
that really
we can
resonated
make
with
the world
me.
a better place. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything from you?
I think I would second Ankita for what she said, that I think our words make a lot of impact. So I would just leave it on that, and I would just tell everybody that, you know, guys, stay safe and just spend as much time you can with your family, and of course, work out as hard as you can because this is your time, and make the most of what you can and what you have.
Thank you, ladies. Really lovely chatting with you. I think we've got comments. Deepika Jaikishan says it was a great chat, Shan. Lovely thought, Ankita, from Hiral, Little Yogis Club. And Lisak India says, certainly. I think all the ladies are loving the sisters and your confidence and your positivity. So thank you for chatting with me this evening. And I wish you all the best.
Yours too. Your face is glowing. Like, it's glowing right out. It's amazing.
Thank you for having us.
Do you have any words of wisdom for us as business owners? Since you've been working with so many other businesses.
I think not words of wisdom. What you really said, you know, hit home with me because I feel like we all need to take stock of our time, especially this lockdown. I think it can make or break you. So there are a lot of people that sit really and they're like, why am I in this? Why am I stuck? But, you know, just turn that around. And I think Buddhism's taught me that, you know, take the problem by the hands and turn it into a positive. So I think that for me is any situation, however big your business, however small, even if you're just starting out. Like, for example, you girls, right? You didn't know overnight you'd be probably sold out. But so things can change and things can happen. So I think that people need to take that seriously and really believe. Just have faith and believe.
Thanks.
That's something I'd say. But thank you. Getting a lot of comment, lovely sisters and lots of thumbs up. So yeah, someone saying cause and effect, NMRK.
Absolutely. Cause and effect.
Yeah.
True.
Lovely. Great, girls. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us and thank you for thinking of us.
No, of course. Enjoy. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.